Right. I'm back. Okay, so today is day 17 of Create with Gina, and today is going to be really, really simple. And I know I say that on most days. Yesterday was a little bit challenging, both emotionally, I'm sure. If you did that activity, I would love to see, what you produced from it. So just feel free to post a comment in that underneath that particular video, and simply look for the hashtag Create with Gina, and then that would have been day 17. Let me go ahead and turn my phone down so that we're not interrupted. Okay, so today is day 17. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gina. I am an art therapy life coach. I am an artist in real life as well, among other things. But for purposes of this, I'm art therapy life coach. The activity that we're going to do today was an activity that I actually did with students in the juvenile detention center many, many years ago. It was also an activity that I did with my junior high art students, and both groups loved it. It is simple, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper with those of you who are watching and who will watch later on. I'm going to go a little bit deeper with you as far as the activity is concerned than what I did with my junior high students. I did this with the kids in the juvenile detention center as well, and with them I actually created the original sketch, which is what I'm going to do with you, and they took theirs to a whole other level, creating a three-dimensional project from their sketch as well. And looking back, I was thinking about that today. I said, how in the world did we manage to do that particular activity? Because we worked with scissors and rulers and pencils, and those are the kind of things that initially I was told we weren't allowed to have, but somehow we ended up being allowed to have them. And I think I was there for about 6 years. And in the time that I taught there 3 days a week, I only had one incident. Considering that, things that normally we wouldn't be allowed to have in a juvie setting or in a confinement setting, in a jail setting, I actually managed to have the kids work with, and they created some amazing work. Now, I did post some images in my previous post, and I will go ahead and post them below this as well, as to how you can take this and actually create your activity. So what are we going to do? You're literally going to take a scribble and create your own masterpiece out of it, and then I'll explain what we're going to do after that. So what you'll do is you put on a nice piece of relaxing music, not anything that's too jumpy, just something that's going to keep you grounded, keep you relaxed. And you're going to have a blank sheet of paper. Let me show you. Just pretend that this is blank. I actually have been working with it. You need a blank sheet of paper. You'll need a pencil or a pen or a marker, just something that you can draw a line with. And what you'll do is you'll place, let me grab my sheet here so I can actually demonstrate. It's really, really easy. You'll take your pen or pencil or your marker, and you'll place it onto your board. Let me place it here so you can see. You'll place it onto your sheet of paper. After you've turned your music on, place your pen onto a sheet of paper. You'll close your eyes, and you'll just simply let that pen, as the music is playing, you just simply let it move over your sheet of paper, and let it play for about 20 to 30 seconds. If it falls off the paper, that's fine. Just let it play, and let's let the music move you. I don't have music playing right now. And then after about 20 or 30 seconds, you stop. And you take a look at what you have. Let me show you what I have so far. And that's actually enough scribble to work with. I'm calling it scribble, as in that movement, not necessarily the scribble like a lot of younger kids would do. So what do you do from there? What you'll do is you'll take a close look at the image that you've drawn. And there are 4 directions. You just simply turn and let the image show you what is in it. Okay, don't force it. Sometimes it helps to kind of squint your eyes. Like by squinting, I can actually see like a panda bear. There are 2 eyes. Let me see if I can show you. Here would be, and you kind of have to squint, because sometimes you get, by making the image fuzzy, you get a better picture of what wants to come forth. So there are 2 eyes right here. That could be the ears back there. Here's the body, and there could be maybe another baby, a baby back here. Let's try this way, see what. I don't really see anything there. Right here, it actually looks like a puppy that's walking backwards. Right here, this could be the tail. Then there's the head and maybe a floppy ear. Now you are allowed to add on something else if there's an idea that pops into your head and you kind of want to develop it a little more. That is perfectly fine. You don't have to work with just what is here, but I do want you to work with what's here, even if you have to add on something else. You see, if I turn it, ooh, I think I see a bunny rabbit. Maybe if you squint your eyes, here's the bunny's head, the bunny rabbit's eye, there's a floppy ear back there, the tail, and then the rest of this could be developed into a body. And if you wanted to, maybe put a couple Easter eggs, pop those in here. I noticed that a couple people are watching, so please feel free to say hi, leave a comment. I'm pretty sure that I will be able to see them. But just keep turning your page until an idea kind of pops forth. And I'll show you one that I started earlier. I'll show you the scribble first. This is the drawing that I did earlier with my eyes closed, and I used the marker. And then I ended up tracing this image just so I could have the identical one. If you were to try to do this activity a second time, by closing your eyes, you'll end up with a completely different piece of artwork. And that's the idea behind this. You could never duplicate this exactly if you wanted to, unless you physically sat down and traced it, which is not what we're going to do. So here's the scribble, and then this is something simple that I pulled out of it. These are basically some balloons, and then I colored in some of the area back here to kind of simulate the sky and simulate the balloons kind of floating in the sky. It could be as simple as this. It could be as detailed as you want it to be, and I'll post some images below after the live is finished of examples that my students have done, just to show you just how simple it can be and how complicated you can make this. It all depends on what you allow to come forth and what you really see in there. And you can see very detailed images, or you can see very, very simple images. Okay, now the idea behind this is, a lot of people, when they look at this, they will see nothing but scribbles. But when you really take the time to look closely, to go a little bit deeper and really look closely, it'll be amazing. You'll be amazed at what actually comes forth. So like I said, I will go ahead and I will work with this one, the one I just drew, and I will complete that, and I will post that for you so you can see what I saw and what I allowed to come forth. But sometimes you have to go a little bit deeper, and with this period that we're in, a lot of us are kind of, confined to our homes. And by the way, before I forget, if you have children, they can do this activity as well. This was actually a junior high sketch assignment that we developed into a big project. So adults can do this, parents, you can do this, have your kids do it as well, and see what they come up with after they do their little scribble, and then see what you come up with. And I would love to see images of both your kids' work as well as yours. Okay, so this is a perfect little activity that you can do as a family. It doesn't take long, and you can actually sit down and talk about it afterwards and see, well, what was it that, what did you see exactly that allowed you to bring that particular image forth? right? So in this time, this day and age that we're in, maybe you're working at home for the first time, you discover that you have certain skills that you can help the rest of the community with. You've realized that maybe you're good at organizing and you didn't think so before. So that is something that you're learning about yourself. Maybe that is one thing that you can develop later on to help the community after all of this chaos is over. So sometimes it takes, or maybe you've been through an experience that was really kind of devastating for you, and you consider it to be like really, really messy, and you weren't sure how you were going to come out of it, but you did. That's another way of looking at this. A mess, taking a mess and finding your masterpiece out of it, or finding the message that needs to come forth from that particular experience. All right, so I'm not going to beat this whole thing around the bush. That you'll get the idea. So go ahead, and I'd love for you to do this activity by yourself, with your children, as a family, and then post your masterpiece that you develop from your little scribble. And then think about how you can create this, maybe this whole gigantic coronavirus mess. Maybe you've learned a few things out of this, and how you can develop that into a message that you can share with your corner of the world, or with the rest of on a global scale, after this whole thing is all over with. All right, so I hope you got the gist of the activity. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. And thank you again for being here with me today. Like I said, this was day 17, and you're creating a masterpiece out of your scribble, or finding a message out of the mess. I will see you again tomorrow for day 18. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you soon.